now, Heartland Sports with Todd Richards.
Hi again, everyone. The SEMO men's and women's basketball teams halfway through the Ohio Valley Conference season, and both squads resume play on the road tomorrow. Now, as far as the women are concerned, it is a big game facing current league-leading Western Illinois Redhawks. They matched up well against the Leathernecks in their first meeting, but key to Western's win was Mia Nicastro, who scored 29 points against SEMO. Briley Palmer's group looking to better contain her in round two.
And I know she had 29 on us. She averages 24, one of the top in the country. So she's going to score the ball, and we need to just get it out of her hands as much as possible.
Just staying out of foul trouble, not fouling her, not letting her get to the free throw line. Basically, that's it. Making sure we're just on our P's and Q's with her.
Luke Randall will have more on the women's team tonight at 10. The Redhawks tip off their opener game tomorrow. They'll be in the first one of the doubleheader. The women at 5 in Macomb, Illinois, followed by the men's game at 7:30. A couple of big men's games as well. This one just getting underway, of course, SIU in Northern Iowa. We'll have that one on KFES2. And at 8 p.m., Murray State plays host to Illinois State on Matrix Midwest. St. Vincent multi-sport standouts Bree and Kate Rubel announced their verbal commitments on social media that they'll attend Division I Missouri State to play beach volleyball. The Rubel sisters helped lead St. Vincent to its first volleyball state championship in school history. And of course, if you keep an eye on them, they play great, it seems like, in all sports. They're also currently playing starring roles on the Lady Indians basketball team that's also doing extremely well. And I'll leave you just with one quick thought. Heartland Hoops just a couple of days away. We're going to go ahead and take a time out. We'll be back right after this.